Looks like nobody else. Hi, Akhil. Thanks for joining. Looks like we are the only two today to talk about the topic. If you want to be a speaker, you can request the speaker. Uh, welcome, Jeet Jayenge to. Looks like somebody has got that name as well. Jeet Jayenge. He left. Just give me a minute. I'll just wait for a couple of people to join so that we can start talking about the topics today. Good. People who joined have also left. It looks like it's going to be a very quick update today. If none of the people join, I'll just close because I thought I'll take some questions. But if you have joined on the YouTube, you can write your questions and I'll try to answer them. You can write your questions in the chat and I'll try to answer. So the news this week has been H1B hiring in USA has really slowed down, and Walmart has announced that they're delaying hiring the H1B visa holders, and they're thinking about a strategy as to how to manage it going forward because it seems that the H1B $100,000 fee will have to be paid by uh, people who are physically outside the US. USCIS did issue some new guidance last week, which says that if you're physically outside US and you don't have any H1B petition approval and you don't have the visa stamp in the passport, then you will have to pay the fees. So, for example, if lot of people work in consulting companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, who keep going back to India and then keep coming back to USA on various projects, if they do not have the petition approval at this point of time and they are physically outside USA, uh, not by not having the petition approval means that their petition was lapsed, but they can still file the extension up to 6 years. So those people are actually banned. But if you are in the US, you can apply change of status from F1 visa, H4 visa, and other stuff, other types of visa. I think from B1 to H1B is probably going to be a little difficult because in the president's proclamation, it was clearly mentioned that you cannot use B1 as a bridge to H1B. But there is no clear guidance given by the USCIS, but they have mentioned that they can deny the change of status if they deem that you were not in the correct visa status before applying for the change of status. That is one concern. Apart from that, I don't see any issue with the current applications that are going to be filed. Almost everything that we have heard since the executive order was signed, like the H1B transfer, H1B change of status, H1B amendments, and H1B, uh, what else was transfers, all were approved, and people have also got the visa stamping done in passport, and they have entered back in USA as well. So there is no issue out there. But as far as the news is concerned, Walmart is taking very precautionary step, and I'm pretty sure that other companies at the same level uh, are going to be very cautious as well. It's not going to be a simple cakewalk for everyone. There are lawsuits that have been filed. One is in California, which has been filed by several hospitals and such kind of organizations who sponsor nurses for the H-1B visa, and they are claiming that their business is not big enough to pay the $100,000 fee, and hence it is possible that they may go out of business if this fee is apply to the new H1B applications that they are going to file next year. Similarly, US Chamber of Commerce has also filed the lawsuit in Washington, claiming that this fee is not legal and uh, the government does not have uh, the right to implement or add any arbitrary fees. So there are, it seems like, as per the attorney opinions and the lawyers who have filed the cases, they they have very good chance of uh, stopping this service from getting implemented next year. So we are hoping for the best. Apart from that, TCS is saying that they are making the strategy to not hire H1B people and they're trying to hire locally. Similar news was also published with respect to Infosys hiring. Infosys is also saying that they will try to hire locally in the US. They will ramp up their hiring, but only time will tell how many people do they really hire locally, and whether they will try to move the business out of the USA or somewhere near shore or offshore. Usually because their business model is for providing cost-effective services to the uh, high-value clients in the USA, along with the skills that are needed. So it's a combination of projects that they offer, and then they fight for in the USA. They are strongly thinking about their business model at this point of time. If anybody wants to speak, thank you, Satya, for joining. Thank you, Big Bull KK. If you guys want to speak, you can request the speaking permission. Thanks for joining because I was thinking I might have to speak alone today. Next is there was a big news when Nvidia said that we are going to pay the $100,000 fee because the way they are thinking about it is the very existence of the technology companies uh, is because of the H1B visa. H1B visa is what has allowed them to get people from around the world to USA to work on the cutting edge technologies and the innovation and the research that they perform regularly. They are saying that they might be able to pay the fees. I am pretty sure that the other companies like Meta, Google, and other such high value companies who are or so-called the big tech are going to oh, be following what Nvidia is saying, but not the other companies, not the consulting companies. If consulting companies have to hire H1B by paying the $100,000 fee, they will uh, probably be asking the client to bear the cost. But if you are in the USA and you don't have a project, then it's very important that you find a project so that you are not sent outside the US. Once you're sent outside the US and your H1B petition expires, then it will be very difficult for you to come back again. Because in that case, you will have to pay the $100,000 fee, as I understand. Okay, then the next point I wanted to discuss was who can travel and avoid fee. So right now, people who are already in the US and have a valid petition, then they don't need to worry about it. They can go and apply for the visa stamp and they should be able to travel back to the US without any issue. Yeah, I already spoke about US Chamber of Commerce lawsuit that they have filed in the Washington. Uh, there are two lawsuits that I know of have been filed till since since the since the proclamation was signed, and both of them are having very good chances as per the lawyer's opinion. I also think that they have a strong argument because usually you cannot add such kind of fees without going through the Congress. Okay, that's about the H1B. Does anybody has any questions? Anybody wants to speak? I assume nobody has any question. Everyone is very clear about things and has nothing to share. Okay, let's talk about gold prices. Are you guys buying gold? Gold has soared a lot, and I'm hearing news about de-dollarization and other stuff. Does anybody believe in that kind of theory about de-dollarization? Anybody wants to speak about it? My personal opinion is that de-dollarization might be happening, but it's not going to affect anything major because right now, as per data, almost 70% of transactions around the world uh, are based on US dollar. And it's not easy, keeping in mind that the world is not coming to an agreement about some other kind of currency that can replace dollar at this point of time. So it's going to be very difficult. And US government is trying hard to dismantle any such effort. If you remember, there was an effort by BRICS that they were trying to come together and pose a challenge to the US currency, but that has not materialized. I think India has already backed out of that proposal at the international level. So I don't think there is any such currency. Even Chinese yuan is not sorry, not Chinese yuan. Chinese currency is not that strong enough to be, uh, you know, to be able to replace US dollar in near future. And by near future, I mean at least for the next 15 to 20 years, it's not going to happen that easily. So people who are, I have a friend who was trying to convince me 5 years ago that de-dollarization is happening, and then you should keep all your money in Indian rupee, and things are going to be very bad pretty soon. And then he tried convincing me for about 45 minutes on that part, and then he said, "Man, can you help me get my H1B extension?" He was stuck with some kind of RFE in the H1B. And I was asking him that you are so convinced about de-dollarization and you're still trying to hang here in USA. Why don't you go back if the US economy is going to go down and there will be nothing left, then why are you stuck here? Why don't you start planning your return back to India? And then he had no answer. So all those theories are most probably just the made up stories, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if anybody has any other point of view, they are most welcome to share here. Yeah, it looks like nobody wants to speak. It's going to be a very short call because I can't keep speaking all the time. Does anybody has any questions about anything, any stock market or anything that they want to talk about it? It's an open forum. There are no specific topics. If you want my opinion on anything or you want to share your opinion about any topic, otherwise, I think it's going to be very short call today. Okay, I think that's it. Then let's close the call because nobody has any question. And I guess we have less people who have joined because of the Diwali week, I guess. I'm hoping. Or somebody has requested to talk. But random use. Hey, random use. Are you real?
Hey, hi.
Ah, your ID looks like spammy.
Yeah, I have to get a better name for that.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to share something?
Yeah, nothing in particular. Were you following today's Dinesh D'Souza's debacle that's happening on Twitter?
No, I was very busy this morning. What exactly is the news?
You know Dinesh D'Souza, right?
No, I don't know. Let me
Dinesh
search.
D'Souza is like a conservative Indian origin politician.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's finally shocked that his racism is coming back to bite him.
Oh, so he's an Indian American right-wing political commentator, a conspiracy theorist. That's his, that's what Wikipedia says. Well, I've never
Yeah,
seen him, but I've never heard him. So what is the
his,
story about it?
I think he posted recently, like, oh, in my 40 years of career, I have never seen such blatant racism against
Oh, yes,
Indians.
yes, yes.
And
Yes,
the
yes,
funny
yeah.
thing is, his daughter is married to Brandon Gill, who is another very wild right winger politician. He's actually a congressman, I think, but Brandon Gill, his son-in-law.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I saw that tweet that the racism against Indians is very high, but I didn't
Yeah,
focus on his name, I think. Yeah.
right,
And
right.
there was another, I think, congresswoman of Indian origin. She also said that, yes, I'm also feeling it.
I think Harmeet Dillon or something.
Yes, yes, yes. Hele, something Hele.
Oh, Nikki Haley?
Yes, something like that. I forgot the name. I was very busy this today. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
follow up. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
see, things will come and bite you somewhere, right? If you just keep spewing hate against someone, something is going to come back, isn't it?
yeah,
Someday.
that's true.
Because they were thinking that people see when the elections were happening, I met a lot of Indians who are citizens now, and they were talking very badly about the Indians. That's okay, but then now they are also living under the fear that you know they might also be in trouble if something is found on their application.
Yeah, exactly. They're talking about denaturalization now, which is,
Exa- Exactly. So now they are also living under fear. So
yeah, they
as they
just want to
say,
take the ladder after they climb the ladder.
exactly. They were thinking that once, you know, I don't know how to put it on a public platform, but yeah,
Yeah, some things are better not said.
exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, Indians were also among the haters, I would say. They were also pretty
Yeah, yeah.
aggressively speaking about it.
Our community is famous for backstabbing its own people. And then we have
Exactly.
the other South Asians, which is always constant divide and rule.
Yes, right. In fact, it happens in India also, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah, it
just,
happens there also.
and it's pretty, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty widespread these days.
Yeah, it's quite an achievement that India, as a republic, is still united and hasn't
Mhm.
no state has seceded. So I think there is
Right,
a lot of unity also, but a lot of divisions also.
right, yes. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to end.
Yeah,
But
just
and
quite.
the fact is that in India, because a lot of people who belong to a specific religion are in majority, so they find it okay to suppress the other ones who are in minority,
Mm,
right? It all started from there. And now the same people are minority in USA. And now they're feeling the pain. And I had a very strong argument with one of the guy on Twitter about it. And then he just started abusing because at the end of the day, it comes down to abusing because they don't agree with your argument and they start abusing.
yeah, that's all that's left there.
Exactly. Yeah. But my opinion is that if you just talk about hate and divide and rule all the time, then it's going to come back to you
Yeah.
someday. Right? That's called karma. Yeah. I have a question from Satya Gupta on YouTube. He's saying if someone investing in 401k and planning to go to India next year, is it wise decision to pay penalty and withdraw the 401k amount? Well, my personal opinion is that don't withdraw the 401k because why do you want to pay the penalty? Just let it grow. The whole idea about 401k is to let it grow. and use it when you are in retirement. It is possible that you return back to US in future and then you can use it. And the second thing is, even if you withdraw while you are in India in your retirement, you will still be paying less taxes than what you will pay the penalty in tax today. And then I don't know what's your age. Maybe you are in 40s, but if you let it grow for 20 years, then you are using the compounding, the power of compounding, right? If you understand the compounding right, then it is very much possible that, let's say if you have 100K today in your account, it might grow. If you take about like 7% growth year on year, then your money will grow in 12, double in 12 years. If you say keep it there and withdraw it in 24 years, it would have already become 400K by then. It's better to just keep it in 401K account. That's what I believe, unless you really
So,
need that
so are
money.
like non-citizens eligible for the social security benefits? Like if they go back to India or like something, but they paid into the system.
Yes, Social Security, if you have paid for at least 40 quarters, then you are eligible.
So
40
it's like 8
quarters
year,
are
8 years.
10 years. 40 quarters is equal to 10 years.
Oh, so like
Yeah.
how much like if you're paying like the taxes on like say 90K income, like how much can you expect like every month? Does it like start after your age 65 or something?
Yes. So I think you are eligible to start withdrawing after age 65, but then they have different rules based on when you really start. The more you delay, the higher the amount is that
I
you will
see.
get per month. And it is inflation adjusted. So you cannot really guess how much you will get, but they have a certain formula by which they decide how much you will be eligible for based on how much you contributed to it.
So they keep paying you that particular amount till you die or till
Yes.
something
Yes.
runs out?
No, no, yes, until you die.
uh, that's pretty good. Like a pension
Yeah.
plan.
Yes, it is. That's what the social security is,
Yeah, I mean for
right?
like non-citizens, because I had like a doubt whether non-citizens are eligible for it.
Your non-citizens are eligible because it has nothing to do with the visa status.
Hmm.
It's and you're not getting it for free. You are contributing to the system, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, when you're contributing, someone else who retired is getting benefit out of it, right? So the idea is that when you will retire, somebody else would be working and paying into the system so that you can get paid. That's the whole idea. But the other fact is that uh, by 2034, there will not be enough money to pay everyone in social security system.
But I saw like a Vox video they had on YouTube. They were saying that people are like, there's like too much fear mongering about the social security system. Like there will be less money, but it will be like 20% less than what you expect. Like instead of $100, you'll probably get $80. And that's what they're
Right.
saying.
Right. So that's what they're saying, that there will not be enough money to pay you the amount that is required to live. Basically, they have a certain formula which is inflation adjusted. So the point is that we won't have enough money to pay everyone the same amount that they are
Yeah, so
eligible for. So it
it will
might be
be a little
less,
less, but I think it should be okay.
yeah, but for the majority of the people who take social security, they're dependent on social security for their living expenses. So
Yeah,
so
it could
people
be
who
tight
are
if they just depend on social
yes,
security.
right. So mostly Indians do not depend on it, who have worked here in US especially, but people who have migrated from India or maybe some other countries directly in their like later stage of their ages, they usually depend on it. And that's why I think system is
By
under heavy
late stage,
pressure.
you mean like 40 plus or 30
I don't know.
plus?
So, no, I think a lot of people do family migration, right?
Yeah, yeah, like yeah,
Yeah,
especially if you
some,
like family and they sponsor you or something.
yeah. Yeah, so I have seen a lot of people who migrate in in the like late 60s also, like 60 years of age, late
Yeah, one of my
60s.
friend got a green card by just like his aunt sponsoring him for his green card. Like his aunt sponsoring his mother, and then
Hmm.
father, the entire family.
Right, right, right.
He
So
got pretty lucky.
I'm not really sure how they get it or how they get eligible for it, but I've heard that they get it. I might
You
have to
mean the
dig more.
you mean the green card sponsorship?
No, the Social Security. How do they get
Oh,
it?
social security. Yeah, because they didn't pay it right.
Right. So I think that's why they just do some of the jobs so that they keep paying into the system and then they get eligible. That's what
Yeah,
is
I think
probably
they'll give some
happening.
nominal amount even if you didn't work or have a big working history of paying taxes.
Right, right,
There's also food stamps and other benefits. Should
right,
be
right.
decent, like $1,200 and $1,500 goes a long way in many small areas in US still. Can still live comfortably, like reasonably, not too much, but your needs are met.
Mhm. Right, right. Yeah. But people do use Social Security.
Yeah.
Yep. I know I spoke to one of the person who is in his 80s right now, and he's an Indian. Uh, they came to USA in 1970s and they worked till the age of like I think 65. They are on Social Security and they're getting pretty good amount.
Oh, it's a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh no, Social Security plus the pension also because they were in a government job. They're getting a very
So,
good. Yeah, so
so they
they're
get
getting
both pension plus social security.
yes, pension plus Social Security and plus because they are Indian, they have their own business as well.
So the pension starts at like age 60 or something for government jobs.
I think I don't know the exact rules, but what he told me was that as soon as he retired, he took voluntary retirement from the government job, and everything started after that. Maybe he would have waited for the Social Security, but I'm not really sure about that part. I might ask him again whenever I meet him. But yes,
No,
he was saying
that's
that.
pretty good. Like if you take a voluntary retirement, you're already earning money from your pension, and then after a while, your social security gets kicked in. So
Yeah,
practically
exactly.
financially independent.
Right. So he's in his 80s and he's saying that he has been living on this for like last 25 years
Yeah.
and no problem. So it's a good enough amount. He was saying that, no need to worry. That's what the this whole economy and the system offers you.
Yeah, the financial system and the opportunities are pretty good, but the citizens always manage to whine about something like then blame the immigrant. Even if you
Yeah,
work like a normal job and just be normal, it's enough because like even top AI researchers are barely getting paid 80K, even in like rich countries like Europe.
right, right.
You get
Because
paid. Yeah.
yeah, because I think the social setup and the social security setup in Europe and other countries is very much similar to what we have in India.
Hmm.
But in India, nothing works, right? You don't really get the payments. But in Europe, you do get the payment, right? So
Yeah.
that's why the salaries are low there because it's not a capitalist economy. Uh,
Yeah, you're basically taken care of. So
yeah, right. That's why I think the life expectancy and the standard of living is very good in
I
Europe,
think the life
in Europe.
expectancy are more than medicine. I think it's mostly their lifestyle. They don't eat a lot of junk and they walk a lot.
Right, yeah.
Because
And
in
they
US
take it.
also, if you look at like some classes of
Mhm.
people, like some areas, they live pretty long. But uh, I guess it comes down to lifestyle and like how much body fat they have on average throughout their
Right,
entire lifespan. The substances
right,
they're consuming.
right, right. In fact, in Europe, in summertime, they all take 2 week, oh, sorry, 2 months holidays, and they just go on for vacations. They live somewhere else. They don't live in their home city. And I remember used to work in Sweden for some
Oh,
time.
Nice.
and and there were a lot of desis there who were working as consultants from on the payroll of an Indian company. And what happened was we were there in July, June and July, and the whole office was empty because none of the Angrez works.
How are they getting 2 months vacation in IT? It's not like any teaching profession or school, right? Where you can like get summer break. How does it work? That to 2 months.
Yeah, it was like somebody is there, but majority of the people are on vacation. So usually, like what we see in December, last 2 weeks of December here in USA,
Mm-hmm.
nothing major happens, like no deployments or no new requirements and those kind of things. So it happens there for 2 months. No crucial work will be done, nothing, because they it's in the culture that they have to go on a vacation. So what I saw there was the offices were empty, only desis were working. They were coming to the office and going. So then the higher management in that company was very curious to know as to why we are not going on holiday. What is stopping us? So they raised the concern with our Indian employer, saying that they should go on holiday. Why? Why are they not going? Indian employer said no, they don't need it.
They
They
don't
are
need it. We need to work so that you guys can enjoy.
exactly. So the Indian managers told them that because they came from India to Sweden, they are already on holiday.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
So, so that the billing can keep going on. But then the client got furious and he said, no, no, you are spoiling the culture. Okay, the
Mm,
culture here is that everyone gets to enjoy time with family. You go out, you do whatever you do, you don't come to office. That's the idea. Yeah. So they forced us to take holidays. They don't come.
oh, so you guys got holidays.
Yeah.
That's good.
That I was very affected by that kind of opinion that, because back in India, I used to work in India at that time, and we have no concept of taking holiday, right? Even if you ask for a holiday, the manager will ask 100 questions. Why? If you have cancer, he will say that, okay, take chemotherapy and come back,
Maybe
right? That kind of culture, and coming to this culture, I was very shocked. And
they'll be asking which stage of cancer. If it's stage one, it's
exactly,
okay.
exactly.
If it's the last stage, might as well work because you're
Yeah,
sure to go away.
yeah. और पहला रिस्पॉन्स होगा झूठ बोल रहा है तो क्या
Uh,
right? Show me the reports, right? So that way, that the culture there is very different. In fact, in Sweden, I remember, I think 13th June or some day, which is I think the longest day there, and they celebrate. It's a national holiday there, and they celebrate it as a summer day. And I still remember I was working on that day, and they were enjoying outside and in the parks and everywhere. They were just enjoying the sunlight.
so it's like sunny for most of the day, 22 hours or 20 hours.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, it's the longest day there that they see the sunlight because I think for 6 months the sun is out only for like 4 to 5 hours and then it's all night. So
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
in the wind.
yeah, I remember at 9 a.m. it used to be dark, and at about 2:30 or 3 p.m. it again used to get dark. So the sunlight was only there for about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
So
those
that's
pole areas are crazy.
exactly. So they value that summertime a lot more than what we do, right? अपने इंडिया में तो बोलते हैं बाहर निकलेगा तो काला हो जाएगा. Don't go out. But there they were just crazy about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we
So
have
this was in Stockholm or another place in Sweden,
it was like south of Sweden, southern tip.
southern tip. But I,
Yeah,
I don't know, like how do these guys get all these wages? Where does these resources come from? Because they're exploiting the global south countries for resources and labor because the amount of work these guys put in and all the make believe work, it's not even real work a lot of times. They just make believe work and then you're getting just paid basically sinecures.
Yeah, I don't know. But what I observed was that their productivity was much higher than ours. If four people are working on the same thing, we might do it in like a week. But that work was equivalent to what they were doing with one person.
Yeah, because we know we don't get holidays and we are getting paid peanuts, so might as well.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a collection of everything, right?
Yeah.
So because they are usually they know that they will close shut that laptop at 5 sharp, and then they will go home. They will spend time with family, come back again. It's a 9 to 5 for them. Nobody will call them after 5. But for us, after 5, it used to be offshore client call. Oh, sorry, offshore calls. That you have to talk to them. You have to give them what you understood the whole day, and then those sort of things. So I think that usual, regular well-being of your body makes a lot of difference in the long run.
Yeah, there's a clear reward at the end, but for us, it's nothing, right? Just you just work and
Right.
then you barely get paid enough to buy an iPhone. So why do you want to put extra more effort than you have to?
Exactly. Yeah. So
Mm.
that way we should value what we have. And I think today is today I'm seeing everywhere that the firecrackers news. Our desis are just, you know, you know, doing it on the streets without even permission. I don't know how true it is. Have you seen that reel that is going on? It is supposed to be from New Jersey, where the
I'm not sure I have seen that.
Right, right. It is from the Jersey City.
oh, it's from Jersey City, right?
Right, yeah.
It's in the news everywhere. So
Right, right. So they are they are in police present. They are doing the fireworks on the road, on the main market road.
Oh,
okay,
on the
so is it?
market road, not on the residential road.
No, it's in market road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So must be that what Edison Oak Tree Road?
No, no,
That one?
it's in. I'm staying in Edison Oak Tree Road, but the news is from the Jersey City.
Okay.
Yeah, in our community, it's a. I mean, we are not allowed to do the firework in community, but we can go outside and in open space we can go and do the firework. So we did the same.
Yeah. In fact, in our community also, in our city, it is illegal to even possess the firearms, even the small ones. So फुलझड़ी रहता है ना,
Mm-hmm.
simple
Oh, it's
full.
illegal?
Yeah, it's not allowed by city,
Oh,
and it's a misdemeanor, $2,000 fine, and they can arrest you and jail you for up to 1 year. But still,
oh.
people did
Which
it.
is
I
which
don't
is
know.
state?
It's Texas.
Texas. Oh, okay.
Well, it's
So
allowed in Texas, right? Because I've seen like people doing fireworks here.
every county and every city has their own rule.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, like you must have heard the famous city in Texas, Frisco,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Frisco
So,
McKinney.
right. So the Frisco city explicitly posted this on their Facebook and Twitter and social media, saying that you cannot use fireworks without permission. It's illegal. Still, Desi communities people were doing. They
तुम
don't
कौन
realize.
हो बताने वाले?
Exactly. The attitude is that कुछ नहीं होता.
That's crazy, but Frisco is like majority Indian, right? They didn't give permission to in Frisco.
Yeah, right. So I don't know why people break the rules. See, one of the
Does our
guy,
power is our power inversely correlated to our population?
yeah. So one of the guy told me very beautiful thing. He's a citizen here, and he told me that we migrated to this country just because the rules are followed here, right? It's the rules are implemented here. So if you are in this country, everyone expects you to not break the rules, right? But we as Indians try to push the limits by saying that, okay, let's see what happens. Let's break it. It's very small thing and this and that. But then he was saying that it's okay if you don't get caught, right? So we take it for granted that we were not caught burning firecrackers, even though it is illegal, then it is okay. We take it for granted, but you're spoiling the culture,
Right.
right? Once you do it, then somebody has seen you doing it. And then they have created that perception in their mind that they are rule breakers. They don't follow because they don't have enough police to, keep an eye on you everywhere, right? And the police will not come and ask you for a bribe to, let you do it. The rules are same for everywhere, everywhere. So he was saying that if you know that you are doing something illegal and you get, by it by doing it, it doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing. So respect the rules because you came here, for the rules only. Otherwise, life was good in India also. Why were you, right, so pissed off with Indian thing? Most of us are pissed off and then come here and like the rules, isn't it? At least for me, that was the case because I didn't like the way things worked in India. So, I mean, it's up to the people how they do it. I don't tell anyone to stop. I watched on my street, but we didn't do it because if you say something, you will become the, the bad guy on the street. And these and the government has come up with a new rule that if you they might take your neighbor's interview at the time of naturalization.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I am not pinpointing anything. Okay,
We
anyone
have to
else?
we have to encourage in that case.
Yeah. Anyone
We have
else
to
wants to
provide.
speak?
Yeah. So Anil, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. So no. So my 6 year max out. I'm going to max out in. I have a visa till March 2027, and I have 2 year. Sorry, 2 months. Extra which I spent in India. So maximum I can work on May 2027, right? And my I-140 is in process. It's a very initial stage. Perm is going to be, I mean, its perm is not filed yet. Currently, my recruitment process is going on. So let's say, suppose, I worked on until March 2027. After that, if suppose I move back to India, and then what is the rule after that? Do I need to wait 1 year, and after that I have to reapply H1B again, and then $100K needs to pay in that case?
If you are outside USA,
Okay.
right, and
Hmm.
you don't have the valid petition, okay,
Okay.
which will happen for you if you have 1 year gap and you're applying in the lottery, then yes, I think you will have to pay 100K.
Okay. 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 So I mean, so the best case is my I1, I mean my perm should be approved before my max out date, right? In order to stay here.
I didn't understand your question. Your perm is pending, right?
Yes, so my I-140 is in process. Currently, recruitment process is going on. After that, they are going to apply the POM, which I think it take around 18 months. Um, so if I get POM approval before my max out date, then I can stay here, right?
So the rule is if the perm is pending for more than 365 days, then you can file 1 year H1B extension based on that. Or if your I-140 is approved, you can file 3 year extension based on I-140. So
Okay,
you are fine. You're fine.
right. So I mean, that means if POM is going to apply before my max out date, then I can extend 1 more year, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Another thing is, if you have an idea about, so currently, I'm looking for other projects. So for the next year, the client is, have budget and recruit now, or they are going to open new opportunity after vacation period, let's say after January next year.
Usually the hiring starts in January in USA because this is very dull period.
Right.
Nobody hires in this last quarter usually, but it
Hmm.
depends on company to company. But
Yeah,
most of the time you won't find anything substantial in this quarter.
including October.
Yes, October, November, December is usually the holiday period, right? The last quarter
Yeah,
basically, because how companies plan is quarter by quarter. This quarter is usually considered a dull period. The new things will start in January, most probably. But it
mm,
depends on company to company. Like if
right.
some company has a very new project and they want to start immediately, like a startup, they might hire immediately.
moe for job searchers. No.
Yeah, but I'm hearing from a lot of people who are on H1B, and if they have lost the job, they are they're finding it very, very hard to get a call.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think Walmart has already told them that they are delaying the H1B offers because they are not sure how the 100K fees will be applied and what kind of effect it's going to happen, uh, what kind of effect it's going to have on the future H1Bs. So they are halting the H1B hiring. They have announced it. Only Nvidia has told that they are going to pay the 100K fee. Everyone else is silent. Well, it's not a small amount by any means. 100K is a lot of fee, and in many cases, it's just the salary, the whole salary, right?
yeah, it's a big
So,
jump from 8K or 5K to hundreds, like 10x more.
okay. So it is also possible. A lot of lawyers are saying that it might be just the negotiation trick that the government has been doing with the tariffs. They just add 200% and then come down to 30%, so that 30% looks smaller in front of 200K. Right? Right. So that's also possible, but right now the situation is 100K. We will have to wait and watch, and the chances are very high that the courts might just stop this fee completely.
Yeah.
But even
The
if the
problem is for like job seekers, right? Because they have to find one before the next H1B lottery cycle. And like
right,
I'm on
right.
OPT and like I have a full time, but they're not sponsoring for H1. So I have to find one that sponsors and then I'm screwed.
Yes, yes, yeah. That's what I'm hearing. One of the guy called me and he has been waiting for 6 months. He converted to H4, not sorry, H4, B1
Oh,
visa. And yeah, and he hasn't found anything.
and like, can
So
you convert from F1 to B1 and then just stay and look for jobs? How does that work? Like, what about the EAD after that?
you can convert from any visa type to other visa type. He was an H1B. He lost the job. He got 60 days grace period. And then in the last 10 days, like the 55th day, he filed B1.
Mhm.
Okay. So conversions. And that B1 application is still pending. It has not been approved, not been denied. But almost like 5 months have passed. So he called and he wanted to get my one understanding and my opinion. I told him that it's very risky. I know the jobs are not there in the market and I don't know how to do it. Then
No, but in
I,
B1 you don't have EAD, right? How you can't work, right? So what are you gonna do?
see,
Just be a
yeah, he was not working. He was
just like
just,
being here. Like the only plausible case
yes,
is like finding a spouse here on B1.
yeah, right. But he is married, so he was surviving on his savings.
But what's the point of living here? What's his like game plan? Staying on B1 because
Staying,
unless
no, staying on B1, he can at least stay and talk to employers easily because he has
oh,
a
okay, okay.
house. He has a house. He has I-140. He has kids in the school. Uh,
Oh,
you
so at
cannot
least you
just,
can like discuss the other options, right? Going to other country, coming back under L1 or something. Yeah.
yeah. But he is in the green card queue, so he doesn't want to abandon it. Basically, if it comes to the last point that he doesn't find anything, he might just have to sell everything or maybe do something drastic to go back to India. and the kids are
And
US
what
citizens.
happens to the I-140 petition? Like if you're fired and your H1B is gone about 90 days, and then what happens to your I-140 petition?
I-140 stays valid. I-140 has nothing to do with H1B. In practical terms, both are separate. Okay,
I mean, what if
H1B,
you even lose your job, right? I thought you had to retain your job to the I-140 to be valid.
no, 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 no. That's not the case. So what happens is, let's say you don't have H1B. For example, in your case, you are an F1, right?
Yeah.
Let's take that example. So an employer, like for example, I'm the employer and I want to hire you, but I don't want to sponsor your H1B. But I can still file your perm, I can still file your I-140 and get it approved. Because
Mm-hmm.
I-140 is just a promise that a job exists for you. As soon as you get the green card, you can come and join.
Oh,
That's a promise, okay? But we see so many delays because Indians are stuck in the backlog. Indians will never get the green card,
Hmm.
right? But for people from other countries, they get green card within 6 months. So let's say
yeah.
that let's say if you are from Pakistan, I'll offer you the job and I don't even need to file your H1B. By the time your I-140 is approved, you will get because the date is current for you, you will get the green card in 6 months to 1 year maybe, and then you can come and join me.
So if someone
Right.
files the I-140 and I lose the job, I lose whatever the visa status I have, and after the whatever the current period or the waiting period for the green card, so
Mhm.
I'm still eligible for the green card, right? Even if I go back because
Yes,
I-140 is filed.
yes, because your
Oh, I was
I-140
under
is
the
approved.
impression that you have to keep maintaining your employment to for
No,
that to be
no,
valid. I
no,
see.
no, 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 no. So
But
I-140,
it depends on the company, right? The company maybe roll back the I-140 process, right? Or
yeah,
maybe stop the I-140 process.
yeah, but that usually only happens in cases of Indians because Indians have like decades long wait.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you say,
Mm.
if you have the job offer today, let's say, okay, and you tell the employer I'll come maybe like 25 years from now because then only then only then I will get the green card. Then who is going to give me? Because in
So, so
25 years the company might not exist.
so
Right.
practically I'm correct, but it only with regards to Indians.
Exactly. So people from other countries like European countries or Latin companies or Latin American countries, they get it within 6 months to 1 year. That's why they never file H1. So
How
they
do these guys
come,
keep coming in, like especially like from Latin America, Mexico? I think they mostly come under spousal visas because their uh, employment-based green cards are never backlogged.
yes, right. So for them, the employment-based green card queue is not backlogged. So they can get it immediately. As soon as the I-140 is approved, your date is current, right?
Indians probably need to like learn game before coming to US, I guess, more than learning IT.
Yeah. It has started. It has started because these consulting companies are hiring in Latin America and they are bringing them here because they get green card quickly.
Mm.
Hmm.
So the tide is turning against Indians now because these companies want business. They don't care where they hire people. As long as you can speak the language, you can work in the same time zone. You are just a billing resource for them, right?
Right. Right.
You that's why you will see a lot of job hiring positions are open in these Latin American companies. If you go and check LinkedIn or the job sites. In fact, I saw one job posting was in Argentina, and it was a startup, fintech startup, and the one of the owner is Sardar.
Oh.
He's hiring in Argentina, and he's sitting in Argentina and
Mm.
working there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I think
it's happening.
Latin America was lagging behind because they were not interested in IT or something. But I think they are now the many jobs are going back there, in Mexico and
Right,
all this.
right.
The
I think the
time
main
zone is same, and Mex Spanish is
exactly
also another advantage.
Exactly. I think the major difference is the first is the English language. They don't speak English that well, and most of them don't even speak English. Okay. The second thing is I think they're not very good in STEM subjects, which Indians are. Like every Indian is either a doctor or an engineer. They don't, push their kids to study that hard, and that's why they're lagging behind. Otherwise, they can take over within no time. They are in the
Yeah.
same time zone effectively, right?
And also the distance is so small that they can easily come for very minimal amount of money and just come for like some what do you say, meetings or something.
Right. Yep. In fact, if you see the job postings, they are promoting that you will be working for a US company, US client, and you will be paid well in your own currency in
Right.
Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico.
Mm.
So what is the impact of this $100 cap? So more jobs are moving to India, or more job moving to
Most,
nearby shore like Argentina or Canada.
I think, nearby, not even Canada, because salaries in Canada are higher.
Mm-hmm.
Most probably Mexico will be the winner here. For at least the positions that require someone to be physically in the same time zone, the
Right.
Mexico is the best option right now. In fact, a lot of lawyers that I spoke to have set up the process where
Mm-hmm.
if someone loses H1B visa here in USA, they can file the permanent residency or the work permit in Mexico and move the person there within a week.
Wow.
You know that if you show $30,000 in your bank account, Mexico gives you green card.
Great.
Yeah, so you can live there forever. So, right,
So,
and 30,000 is not a big amount. It's at least a lower than $100,000 fee,
mm,
and it's your money. You just have to show it in your bank account. So, and Indian companies, I know that they are asking people to move there, and they will take care of all the education. They will, give you the options to make your child study in an international school where the English will be taught, so that you don't feel that you're not getting the best of the world. And they're paying pretty good high salary as per the Mexican standards. So it's like you are living the luxurious life in Mexico.
mm-hmm.
It's the salary is lower than US, of course, but then you are wherever you are living in Mexico, you are at the top level there.
Right.
The socio-economic level of your family will be very good there. That's what they're trying to sell on.
So soon you are going to get the question, where should where should you move? Either move to Mexico or move to India. So those questions are going to be asked in future.
Yes, it's very much possible.
Mm,
In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have already got this from their managers that think about moving to Mexico.
right. Mm.
So next Diwali will be in Mexico. We'll get news.
Maybe firing the actual actual gun.
Yeah, and they
It's
won't
time
mind.
for us to replace Mexicans.
They won't mind.
Mm,
I was in Mexico once. I think it was 2009 or some year like that. At that time, there was no app. The Google Translate was not there as an app on the phone. And I was going on the street. There are a lot of street vendors there, just like we have in India. And I was trying to ask for the food there, and they couldn't understand that why I'm not able to understand Spanish because I looked like them.
oh.
So, so they thought that I'm pranking with them.
Yeah, Anil, Prakash here. Thanks for this opportunity. It's
Yeah.
been really insightful. My one question is, I'm following along, but
Mhm.
like, why would Indians want to live in Mexico when you could live back in India, right? Like, we can get better salary, you can live closer to family, you have all the. I mean, you can live like a king, right? Like, why?
So No, if you can live like a king in India, then you will enjoy Mexico much better. Mexico's economy is much better than Indian economy. If you look at the exchange rate, it's very good compared to US. Okay. And the second thing is infrastructure is better in Mexico, much better than India. I have been there, I have lived there. That's why I can tell you.
Right, but there is also the other side, right? Like you have drug cartels, like there are places that you don't want to go to. Like it's
Yeah.
not as safe as we make India out to be, for example.
Right. But what I felt was I had higher chances of getting killed in India on the street than Mexico. We have uh, people who you know I was back I was in India in 2017 last. Okay, I had a street fight with an auto driver, and I could have been killed there very easily. My wife pulled me inside, and she said, "We have a flight tomorrow. Don't be a hero. He will just pull out one rod from his auto, and you will be gone." Okay, they are not going to change. You're not going to change the system here. And they were not even listening to me. I was shouting at the top of my voice that get aside, I have to go. He was not moving. He was just parked there, that in the middle of the street. That's it. And that's when she told me that calm down, nothing is going to change. You will die here. And we don't want you to die. It's okay. Just let him stand. And we are also waiting. Because everyone else was also waiting on the street. So she said, let's wait. It's okay.
Mhm. Okay.
I mean,
On
this is
the
just my own experience. Maybe you have
yeah.
a better experience, but just to compare Mexico and India, I would keep Mexico one level above than Indian infrastructure, at least.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty subjective, right? Like to each their
Right.
own.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you have to
Yeah,
weigh your own pros and cons. Like if you want to live close to family, because essentially you will be in the same time zone as the US, which is
right,
not very very conducive if you want to speak with your relatives back home.
right. Agreed. In fact, I know a lot of people in India who are like very eager to go on site somewhere. Okay, so these companies, consulting companies, they give them the option to go to Latin America and they happily take it. But it is again subjective. Okay. If I was in that position where I was eager to go out and I was not getting any opportunity, then I would have taken it hands down. But it depends on your own situation and what you think about future and all those kind of things. So things vary. I agree.
So the 30,000 you just have to show in your account. You don't need to spend it, right?
No, you don't have to spend it. You just have to show that you have enough money to survive there, and then you are eligible to apply for their permanent residency.
So the 30,000 isn't to be touched. You can't spend it after that. Just keep
No,
it
no,
over
no.
there. Oh,
No. It's your money to spend. It's
okay,
just like
okay.
you send a bank statement and you tell them that I know one guy who got the permanent residency. He wanted to go for H1B stamping there in Mexico. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was he evaluated the cost of the Mexican visa and the Mexican permanent residency. It was not a big difference. I don't know but how much was the fee. So he told me that if you show 30,000 in the bank account, they give you permanent residency and it's cheaper because you get it for like at least 5 years. So he applied for permanent residency. He just
Oh,
wanted to go and get the H1B visa stamped there. So I told
चलो
him,
ये भी
man,
खरीद लेते हैं.
exactly. He said that why not? I got 5-year permit now. I can come here, work for 6 months, live here on the beach, and then go back. So
Yeah.
people think differently. I don't know. That was a very new thing for me.
Also, the economy is pretty good. I mean, the GDP per capita, I think it's on par with China, and
Yes, it's
there's a
very
lot
good.
of money flowing around. And the biggest advantage that Mexico has is it's closest to one of the richest country on the earth, which is like US. So they have like
Right.
huge consumer market. So if you can just be a business owner because you already have PR, you can do business and then You can just ship
Right.
things, and there's a lot of labor arbitrage, right? You get things cheaper, and you just cross the border.
Exactly. In fact,
So,
I have an experience that I was riding the Uber there and for like about half an hour or something, and the bill was like $3, $4.
wow, that's cheaper than India.
Yeah, exactly. And you have all those stores, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, everything is there. So you don't feel much difference in those
Oh,
terms.
it's like
Yeah.
Canada, but a poorer Canada, but still good.
Yeah, you will see poverty around you, but if you
Oh,
live in a like nice area, nice posh area, they have everything.
you were back in 2009, right? I think it's much better now. Mexico has gotten
Yeah.
more richer than.
Yeah, I've been there during I think pre-COVID as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but when I was there in 2009, at that time also the infrastructure was much better than Delhi. I'm from Delhi. I compared it because Mexico City is same as Delhi, right? Mexico City is their capital. So their capital was much better in infrastructure than our capital back in India.
Yeah, the weather is also good because Mexico City is on a high elevation, right?
Right, yes.
But I think the some parts for like when you go to the south or the north, it's pretty hot or something because slow elevation.
Yeah.
But most people live under the valleys and the high elevation.
Yeah. So, and the bad side was our company was an Indian company. They had hired one hotel and told them that, our employees will come and stay here because what had happened was people who were coming and they were staying there for longer projects, like 6 to 8 months, they were renting their own, uh, homes outside somewhere. And they were getting their laptops and everything stolen even without the lock being opened. It happened
Wow,
with almost everyone. So the stealing and everything was very common there. So then the
I see.
company asked the one of the hotel, which had like about 200 rooms. They said that okay, this is the negotiated price. Our people will come and stay here. You just don't give it to someone else from outside. So that was a negative part, and it was in the main city, but otherwise it was fine. And yeah, I saw a lot of drugs there. People were taking drugs openly on the street and everything. That was also
Mm,
part of it. Yeah.
I think
And
drugs are pretty much part of Delhi and Bangalore also at this point, but maybe they're more benign drugs,
right.
but still.
Yeah. But the
So
the
how
the other
the
part was
salaries there like compared to US? Like in US, a developer might get 100K or 90K. How much are the Mexicans getting on
I
average?
think I think 50% of what you make in US. Less
Oh,
than
that's pretty
50.
solid.
No, no, less than 50.
Less than 50, you
I
mean?
yeah, I was not living there. I used to get the per day allowance. So that was good enough. But the salaries, I would say maybe around 30% of, let's say if you get $100 in USA, I would expect 30 in Mexico. That should be
No.
the ratio.
Yeah, it's not
Because
too bad though.
exactly, yeah. And with that $30, you are probably the cream of that. The socioeconomic status of you will be very high in Mexico compared to that area. And there was a place called Guadalajara, if I remember the name correctly.
Yeah, I
This
heard that name in Narcos. It's probably
yeah,
correct.
so this company was trying to set up a development center there at that time, and a lot of our Indian guys were moved there. So they told me that the gang fights are very common on the street, and we have seen the gang fight like it happens in movies. There will be 10, 12 people who will die on the street, and then a then a then a van will come, put all the bodies in the van, and then they will clean up and go as if nothing has happened.
It's very professional.
Yeah, it's like managed very professionally. Then I said, I'm not going there. I'm going to Mexico. So,
Huh?
so those kind of things also happen. And the things that they have shown in that movie Narcos, right? That
Hmm.
the bodies are hanging on the streets and those kind of things. I've heard, I've not seen it, but I've heard that those are true. It happens like that there. But in
Wow.
very, yeah, in very, heavily carteled areas, not in the areas where a lot of foreigners come, but in
Yeah,
those
I think
distant
those
areas.
should be like other towns, smaller towns or some areas. I don't think most of Mexico is like that. It's pretty safe. That's what I heard.
Right,
Most
yeah.
of it is. It's
Yeah,
just
where
like
I was,
yeah.
yeah, I was roaming around alone in the what do you call the metro rail. I was taking buses and I was roaming around. I went to a lot of places, malls and everywhere, and I felt safe. Nothing. I just used to buy the bus ticket and go. I never felt anything, even though not a single person speaks English there. Not even single. Out of 100, not even single will speak English. But I was still able to travel in public transport.
How is this possible? They have
Easy.
US on the border
Yeah, that was surprising, and they were surprised that I am not speaking Spanish.
because you look Spanish.
I, we have one more incident from the same project. The Mexican client visited us, and we took them
Hmm.
to Agra to show Taj Mahal. Okay,
Oh,
Taj Mahal had two lanes, one for non-resident Indians, the ticket was higher, and one was for Indians. So the policeman came, उसको बोला वो एनआरआई की उसमें खड़ा था, तो उसको कहता तू इधर क्यों नहीं आता भाई? We called him, आजा आजा, पैसे बच गए, because he looked like us.
फिर इसको पासपोर्ट दिखाना पड़ा क्या?
मैं कुछ हमने टिकट लिया था, लेकिन वहाँ कौन पूछता है इंडिया में यार? ये भी थॉट कि अगर पूछेगा भी तो पैसे दे देंगे इसको.
Oh my
Right.
God. So like
Yes.
why are the jobs like the local Mexicans are not doing these IT jobs? Why are they taking so many people? Because is the language barrier thing mainly or the skills thing? They're not learning IT.
I think both. When I visited there, we were trying to bid for a banking project. It was a big bank there, Banamex, if you have heard about it. So
Mm-hmm.
we were trying to bid for it, and in the local office that the company had set up, we had only one Mexican guy working there. Everyone else was Indian. Okay.
Uh,
And that guy was a sales guy because he could speak Spanish and English both. Okay.
it
So
seems to be
if
like a
there is a
very similar to America.
yeah, exactly. That's how they do it right here, right? And in sales team, you will mostly find Americans. Yeah, the same
So
setup was there. And there was not a single person who could speak English, even in the office where they were making like coffee and stuff. Nobody was speaking English. Everyone was hardcore Spanish speaker. And I'm pretty sure they were not well educated.
hmm.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that they don't have that STEM education to get into IT industry, but they are catching up. I think in the last decade or so, they have realized that this is where the gold is. So they are catching up.
Yeah, they're seeing the opportunity.
Yeah,
Because for India, the Indians, for the educated class, they don't have many opportunities. So many of them had to focus on STEM. But in these countries, they
exactly.
have a lot of other opportunities, and having the biggest consumer market as a neighbor is a big advantage. So they're
Right,
probably going for more lucrative options if they are that highly educated.
right,
Because at the end of the day, ID is not really safe. It keeps changing. It's fickle. You don't know the market. Always have to keep learning. So
right. Yeah. Anything else?
so
Anybody has any other question? Or you want to speak? Say, speak. Oh, somebody was saying something. I think it was random.
yeah, I was saying so to get assimilated in Mexican society, should we go to like the feud and shoot people? Does does that make a person assimilated there?
It is very difficult. I had one Tamilian Brahmin there with me, and he was strictly vegetarian,
Hmm.
and he couldn't find a single thing to eat because they don't understand vegetarian at all. In fact, I was also like not very keen to eat. non-veg. I went to Domino's and I was very hungry and I saw that, there is a pizza with red things on it. I ordered that this is probably
Pepperoni.
tomato, but it was pepper. I thought it's tomato. Okay. I couldn't tell them. They don't understand what I'm saying. So I ordered it by pointing at the picture they gave me. I ate it. I liked it. But when I searched it, it was pepperoni. I
Astaghfirullah.
said it was okay. I said it's okay, man. At least I got food to eat. But that guy who was with me, he didn't eat anything. He was carrying a dictionary where he used to, check all the ingredients and everything. Then finally, he found a Thai restaurant where they were just giving the curry with nothing and rice. That's what he ate there. Because they don't even understand what is vegetarian, except that it's salad, right? And you can't survive on salad there. But anyways, it was a good experience. Anybody else who has lived in Mexico or anywhere else in Latin America? No? I recently traveled to Panama and we found another Sardar there. And
Mhm.
he was doing a bike trip. There is a road that starts from Canada, somewhere in Vancouver, and it goes all the way down to the southern tip of the earth. Okay, so he was doing that trip alone.
Oh, great.
He's a Yeah, he was a Canadian citizen. He was in his 40s and he left everything. And he was on this trip for I think almost like 4 months. And he had planned for seven
So
to eight
he
months.
biked all the way from Vancouver to the southern tip of Latin America.
Yeah, we met
I
him in
thought
Panama.
I thought you can't cross the continent. I mean, there's a landmass, but it's like the Darien Strait and it's very dense jungle. You
Yeah,
can't cross it. So does it like
right, right.
go with?
Yeah. Yeah. So from Panama, he told us, I don't know everything about it, but in Panama, there is a portion like about 100 miles or so where it's all jungle. There is no street or there is no road, highway there. So for that portion, you have to ship your bike and you have to
Oh, yeah.
go there by air. So he stopped in Panama, he shipped his bike, and then he wanted to fly to the next point and start from there. But then the road continues to the southern tip where the landmass ends. And he was making reels on Instagram and everything. And I was shocked to see a Sardar doing a bike trip, that too in Southern America. And he had some guy with him from there. I think he was meeting on the way similar people who are just also doing the same thing. So India's are doing a lot of stuff these days.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those guys are already settled. So
Yeah, so
there are two.
we were surprised because he was in his 40s, pretty much same as me. So I was very interested to understand how he has retired so early in his life. And then, because if you are out on street for 6 months, you probably have planned for your family for at least 1 years of expenses. And God forbid if something happens to you on the road, right? So you must
Yeah.
have some kind of very good insurance or a backup or something. Because if you're going on road and you're out for more than 6 months away from your families, you have to give back. And people who are on H1B here, they can't even take a week's off. So that's all the life is.
We
I'm
can't take a
speaking
rest.
to
We have to work so that other people can enjoy.
yeah. I Yeah,
I like to know like some citizens that like to barely work 2 hours a day that to work from home and then get paid 100 or 80K and they don't get it how it happens. It's just because someone else has to work. Someone in Africa is
yeah,
doing all the mining, creating the clothes and all that, and someone in India is doing the IT work, the grunt work. And then these
right,
people
right,
have the gall to speak that we're doing all the hard work. They have this false sense of entitlement as if they worked hard for what they have.
right, right. Hey, your ID has Bitcoin in it. So I was wondering, do you buy Bitcoin? Are you a Bitcoin fan?
Yeah, kind of, but not really. um, I mean,
Have you
I
invested?
was thinking of investing in Bitcoin when it was very low, but I couldn't because I didn't have the resources. But kind of interested into crypto, but
Okay.
Ethereum, Bitcoin, and some others, but not really that deep into it. But I think I thought of the right time. I was at
Mhm.
the right time to buy it, but I didn't have the resources, so I kind of
Okay.
keep checking the markets.
Okay. Back in 2015 or 2014, somewhere around that time, I know one of the white guy in our office. He was very senior manager. He was buying Bitcoin at that time, and
Oh,
he used to buy sandwiches with it.
Hmm.
Now he tells he tells the story that I wasted my fortune there. He's still
his
in the job. He's still working.
his BP
But
probably shoots up once you say Bitcoin.
exactly. Imagine somebody wasted a sandwich.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people like that.
yeah, that's true.
But if he would invest in 2015, his Bitcoin is get more profit, right? Not nowadays.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I'm saying. That at that time he was buying Bitcoin and using it to buy sandwich.
Oh,
So he was saying that if he had kept it, he would have been a millionaire or
right.
billionaire. Who knows,
Mm.
right? So things happen. You don't really know what technology will you know
Yeah,
crack or
Yeah.
because
become.
Bitcoin is like a crazy asset. No other asset has such kind of huge value change in such a short span of time.
Right. But I think in COVID it went down to $10,000, isn't it? Something below 10,000, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah.
correctly.
It went down and then it's now it's like what crazy.
Yeah, at that time my wife told me that let's buy. Okay, then I gave her the yarn that no, this is not a good investment, this and that, and now it is I think more than $100,000 again.
अभी हर दिन सुनना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, तो
क्यों
तब तो
नहीं खरीदा? मैंने बताया था आपको.
मैंने ज्ञान बांटा था ना।
हम्म। बट
थोड़ा
अभी भी आप इन्वेस्ट करें तो पता नहीं फ्यूचर में हो सकता है 10 साल बाद वैल्यू बढ़ जाए फिर इसकी।
मैं तो अभी भी वही ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ ना, 10,000 वाला। मैं एक but I don't know. I'm very scared to invest in crypto.
हम्म।
You never know. I mean, you might just make a lot of money from it, but the chances are very high that you might lose everything as well. So my basic principle is that if you can live by the worst case scenario, then you're fine. If you don't lose your sleep being in the worst case scenario, then it is fine. It's a calculated risk. But if you don't know, if you like the worst case scenario is going to take you down to hell, then it's not for you. This is a very famous IIM study that they teach how to take decisions at the CEO level. Okay. I was talking about it the other day with someone that how they teach is that let's say you have a very critical problem in a company and you are the CEO and you don't know whether this decision will double your revenue or it will half the revenue and your job and the job of the 10,000 employees is at stake. How do you take the decision? So you evaluate the best possible case, average case, and the worst case. If you can live by the worst case scenario, then you can take that calculated risk. But if the worst case scenario is, for example, the company shuts down, then why would you take that risk, right? You cannot, because worst case scenario is always possible. It's not that it's not going to happen. It is possible. So you evaluate your options based on that. I don't know
हम्म।
if it
Yeah,
makes
it's a
any
good
sense or
general
not.
principle to live by.
Exactly.
But Nassim Taleb says that you have to use like some kind of barbell principle, which is like you take 10% of very high risk and then 90% of, as you said, the worst case scenario that you can live by, the very safe bets.
राइट राइट तो मैं
So yeah.
एक बारी वो होता ना प्लेन से जंप करते हैं वो करने जा रहा था
Parachute.
तो तो मेरी बीवी ने कहा वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो क्या है इसका तो मैंने कहा आई विल शी सेड इंश्योरेंस नहीं है तो वापस आ जा सो मैंने ज्ञान बांटा उसको तो वो मुझे वापस बांटती है कि वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो सोचा
बट ग्रोथ के लिए तो रिस्क लेना ही पड़ता है ना। अगर मान लो आप अगर इतना पैसा लगा सकते हैं कि आपको अगर वो डूब जाए तो भी आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं है, तो आप लगा सकते हैं, राइट? रिस्क है उसमें, बट
एग्जैक्टली सो वो आपका जो थ्रेश होल्ड है जो कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क हो गया ना द
राइट।
प्रिंसिपल इज वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो आपने सोच लिया कि ये वर्स्ट केस है लाइक अगर आपने इफ यू इन्वेस्टेड $100 एंड द वर्स्ट केस इज दैट दे विल बिकम जीरो
राइट।
right and you're fine with zero it's okay I don't mind I will still have my living expenses I won't go bankrupt right so then it's a calculated risk for you you know the worst case scenario but there are people who invest in margin investing or the options where the negative side is like if you invested 100 but you can still lose $1,000 right that's the worst case so they think that that worst case will never happen but it is possible and that's how people lose their whole fortune they might just have to sell their house and do everything so
राइट।
don't go to the worst case if you're not okay with it right that's the concept वो होता है ना यार आप उसमें जुए में the negative is very high which you don't even know you have not calculated it right they keep why do they give free alcohol and casinos because they want you to not think the worst case and just keep investing they want all your money that's why they keep giving you free booze just keep drinking and keep investing
सर,
Gambling.
right I know one guy who made fortune in the 2008 the stock market jump that US saw he was I think age 19 and he had 5 Lamborghinis he made that kind of money
wow.
okay and within 5 years he lost everything
Oh,
because he used to go to these casinos he used to spend several millions in one sitting.
several millions.
Millions.
Yeah, he had that kind of fortune. He was an Indian. He was a Desi guy. He was the second generation Indian, not the first generation, but he made his fortune in the stock market in US. But then he spent everything. You won't believe he for casinos in New York, Atlantic City, they used to have a chopper ready for him to pick up anytime and drop anywhere. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
He used to
I also
because he
hear
used
from
to spend
India.
yeah because he used to spend that kind of money every day.
Right.
Look, वो ऐसा आया इतना सारा that he could not digest, he could not control it, right? He lost his mind. He could not evaluate what is the worst case possible. So he was just taking the risk. The worst case for him was he lost every single thing. He lost his house, he lost his cars, he lost everything. At one point, he was begging for money. Okay, so that's how life is. You have to evaluate the worst case because let's say the best case is you double your money or you triple your 10x your money. That's the best case. You will survive it, but you should be able to survive the worst case also.
Right.
That's how things are. So for Warren Buffett, the worst case is different than worst case for us, right? But that's how I try to take a decision. Maybe you have a different ideology or you have a different way to do it, but yeah. अरे, कुछ तो बोलो भाई कोई तो अपनी स्टोरी बताओ मैं इतना ज्ञानी तो नहीं हो सकता yeah but good man yeah, I think it's already more than 30 minutes and when I started this call today nobody joined so I thought I'll just go back
You're about to
go
end it.
go to bed early, but good that people joined and we have spent good amount of time discussing things. Anybody has any opinion to share, or you can speak on Twitter and you can request for the speaking permission. If
Thanks,
nobody has
Anil. It
any
was nice
opinion,
speaking to you. I'll go
yeah,
for dinner.
yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. I enjoyed
Thanks, Anil.
talking to you.
Me too.
Thanks. Bye.
Likewise. Thanks, Satya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
But
Thanks, Satya. Okay, let's. I don't think I have any questions also. Let's close. Thank you for joining, and I'll come live again next Wednesday, same time, 8 o'clock Central Time. Do join if you want to speak your mind and talk about any topic. Thank you. Bye.
but